Hello friends, welcome back. So this will be the first layout that I will be working on for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club January 2020 kit. It is called Renew and it's a premium kit that I'm working with, as well as a la carte items. So I saw this paper by Jen Hadfield. It's called the Avenue Flower Drive. And I'm telling you, I think it is just so cute and so pretty, and you can do lots and lots with it. So I was digging it, like way digging it. And I just so happen to already have this photo printed on my desk. So I was looking at it and I'm like, this would be actually really great because my son's just wearing gray. He's almost black haired and he's holding a white puppy. So great. We've got ourselves a background going. So what I wanted to do is just kind of simply back the photo to start with this paper right here. It's Bo Bunny Black Tie Affair Midnight. So just kind of like a black on black thing. And I am loving this Ella and Viv paper from Graffiti called The Blues. So I'm also gonna back it in that for a nice little pop of color. I just gotta decide if I'm gonna back it like this, or if I'm gonna back it like this and have this. Let's see what we like. You know, I think I like that because it's bringing a little color against the background. All right, so we're gonna do that. Nice, no biggie. And then I was looking at it, and this is where the choice for my first layout started. I kind of went a little bit heavy in the a la carte section in the store and ordered every one of the translucent Nuevos because, yeah, I wanted them. That's why. So I was putting them in order, you know, kind of drooling on them a little bit. Maybe you can see them better, the colors, if I go like this. And I am loving them. So what I thought I would do is go ahead and give them each a smear, just using a palette knife down my paper. And that's going to give me an area for kind of a photo block. And depending on how I felt about that, I was also going to color in some of the flowers with Nuvo like it's paint. I haven't done it before, but I thought it'd be really fun. So yeah, just reached in my trash and got some handy dandy packaging to use for my palette, as it were. So I'm going to do that. That's going to take a while. So I thought I would do this, do my background, let it dry, and then go shower because, you know, it's going to take a minute to dry, and that would be a perfect opportunity. Oh, and I can also, you know, map my photo in the meantime. So that's my plan. Now, I also want to use some of this navy Heidi Swap color shine that we got in our kit. This was not a la carte. This was in our kit. I can do some splatty bits to bring that color in. And I think that will also help with some of the deeper hues that we have in our graffiti paper. All right, gonna let it all dry. Still moving on. Now, also with that mist, I love these Heidi Swap tags from this tag kit that we received. So I wanted to pick out a couple of them. Now, right now, they're kind of like a vanilla color. And, you know, we can mix like the cream and white. It's not what I like to do as much. So my thoughts are I'm going to hit a couple of them with some of the navy mist, and I probably will mist right on top of this packaging I'm going to use and dip the tag into it so that it's not perfect. Try not to go for perfection, or I try not to go for perfection when I am doing mixed media, because when I do try, it doesn't work. So, anywho, so I'm going to start doing the smear on these, and I'll come back in a second to show you my progress. All right, so this is super subtle, but we're gonna have this really great shine behind my photos. I did each of the colors in a row as I showed you. So let me put the colors right. Let's see, can you see them right there? And now these are super wet, but we have this really soft, pretty, shiny color wash. Now it's not gonna dry. I mean, right now it's wet. So we're not gonna have that exact same effect, but we're gonna be getting pretty close. So now what I'd like to do, and like I said, depending, I might be filling in some of the flowers as well. So what I'd like to do next is kind of around this block. And remember, I have a 4x6 photo. It's going to be pretty big, and it's going to be kind of sitting there. So I might bring some of this shade Okay, and guys, don't freak out that I'm using so much. That's why I buy these products, to use them any which way that I like. You know, it's kind of like I'm the boss of them. It's just how it is. So since I brought that out so far, let me go ahead and bring out the yellow a little bit more. And I'll go ahead and bring the green just a little further this way. Okay. And now I'm telling you guys, it's so pretty. So pretty. I like it. I like the shine. Oh, and if you are wondering, nope, I didn't use any gesso because I wanted to be able to see all the goodies coming through. My blue's a little bit thick, and now my purple's out. So let's see what happens, because, you know, I'm all about just having a little experimental time. And guys, this is really buckly. That does not bother me at all. I can stick it to another piece of cardstock and flatten it down once it's dry just fine. And you know what, quite frankly, once you put it in the album and it sits there for a yibbit, it's going to be perfectly great and fine. Okay, yep. This is giving me a nice little metallic-y blue outline. And you guys know that this navy Heidi Swapp, I mean, when it dries, it is stunning. So right now it looks super, super dark navy. It won't be. It's going to be the bee's knees. It's, you know, definitely like a navy, but it's got this, the perfect amount of a little bit of a metallic sheen. And I have to clean up my desk a little bit because I didn't use my mixed media box. Okay, so I just have, and who knows if you're going to be able to see that, a little bit of that navy is going to dry. I've got that shiny bit that has to dry. I'm going to clean my desk, mat up my photo, and I will be back with you in a jiffy. All right, give me a minute.
All right, so I have to do some voiceover bits because in the middle of this layout, I started doing some Zoom scrapbooking with some buddies. So this is where I took some of that navy Heidi Swapp color shine and just colored in my letters, and I didn't realize that my letters actually had these little white lines through it. So if you guys have any of those old Heidi Swapp alphas, grab them and play with them, because yeah, I think I used to have these and I have them again and I love them. And like I've told you guys before, the navy is, you know, clearly navy, but it's not like that super black navy. So now I want to do a little mixed media fun on my tags, and I'm trying to decide what I like. So we're going to start by brushing the Navy Mist. And quite frankly, I just want to use these new paintbrushes I picked up at Tuesday morning because they're like this pretty rose gold. So, you know what, why not play with our new goodies? So I'm going to go ahead and pretty much saturate my tags with the Navy Mist. All 5 of them. I only end up using 3, but I have a couple done ahead of time, so that's fun. I'm going to go ahead and do all of that, and then I'm going to hit it with my Jen Hadfield Gold Mist, and I did look the other day, and that is still in the store as well. Favorite Gold Mist. It's called Gold Glitter. And I was hoping it wouldn't turn green, and it doesn't. Like, that's one of those things you're like, oh, okay, let's see how that's going to work. So I let it sit all of 30 seconds, and now I'm going to go ahead and dab them off with some regular old paper towel. No big deal. And it's giving me this whole kind of like patina thing that looks really similar to the pattern paper you see just to the right of this little mixed media messy project. So that's cool. But then I was looking at it and I'm like, all right, so now what do I do? While I'm thinking about my next steps with that, I'm going to let it dry a bit more off to the right. You can see here that I did go ahead and I matted this black and white paper on top of that gorgeous graffiti paper. And I'm trying to figure out how I might like my spacing. I love the acrylic pieces that have been coming out in the store, a la carte, in the kits, all that kind of stuff. So I knew I wanted to use these 3, and seriously, like, it works with the grungy stuff, it works with all of that. So I've gone ahead and grabbed a few different pieces. I have the 3 tags I've decided to use, as well as some ephemera, and I'm going to try to figure out some clusters. And also on my tags, what I did is on the embossed writing bit, I just used a little, I have a tiny ink pad with, I think it's hickory smoke, and I just lightly rubbed it over the embossed part, so that brought it forward. Now I have gone ahead and I'm using some foam tape on a couple of the pieces in these clusters, like that tag right there. And remember that the twine stuff, that cream, I don't know, maybe it's called twine, did also come in the kit. And I was actually quite proud of myself for not mucking it up. Big win there. So, oh, sorry, yes, you get to see me fight with my camera a little bit because I was bonking my head into it. And my thinky fingers were working there too. So I'm going to go ahead and get my alpha on. Now, these alphas, you know how it is with chipboard. I never feel comfortable just popping them right down. So I'm going to use liquid adhesive to get them under my photo. All right, so they are all glued on. They are in a good position. Now my top clusters for the most part done. I'm liking that. And I did want to say, the Nuvo, it looks really subtle on camera, but it has this really great shine in real life, and I could not be happier. I decided to put those two tags right there underneath my frame piece, and I'm using it kind of like a banner and anchoring on my acrylic pieces. Now I did use that white glue that you see there, but when I smooshed it down, you don't even see it with the acrylic. So I don't know. I think this stuff's magic. It works great. Now the hexagons that you see me using in the deep wood grain, I decided I needed to bring in the wood grain because if you look at my son, he is in his garage and you see the wooden rafters on top, so it worked. And anytime I can sneak in wood grain, I'm a happy girl. And this time I have all my hexes kind of pointing upwards. So they have kind of a directional vibe, which is fun. I usually have my hexes flat side up, flat side down. The flats are on the top and bottoms of my, facing layout. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I hope you know what I mean. So this is almost done, but I was looking at my clusters and I decided I needed a reddish thing down in my title cluster. So I went back into our die cuts and found just this little piece that looks like it's on a letterboard with some red writing around it. I mean, I love when we get these giant collection packs in our kits because like the red frame up top didn't have much to do with anything to do with this layout. It was bringing me a nice strong color, and I actually do associate red with my son pretty strongly. He's like the only one in our family that actually looks good in red. Kind of cool. Maybe it's because he's so dark. I don't know. Anywho, association things work. Stars work for pictures with my son as well. So it's one of those things with scrapbooking is like we can tell our story and it can mean something just to us. It doesn't have to mean anything to the world, but if it means something to us and we're enjoying using our products and creating, like y'all, just go for it and have yourself a time. Okay, enough of my scrappy soapbox, but have fun, just do you. I wanted to pop up a little bit more Nuvo, so I decided to color in some of the flowers that are you can see really lightly in my background. And you know how Nuvo will give you that bumpy bump? I had to wait till the end to do that because I knew I would smear my hand across it over and over. So that's what I am doing here. And I'll be grabbing, color by color and just coloring them in. I'm kind of jazzed about this. So here is my finished layout. Hopefully you can see all those little Nuvo flowers drying. And I love it. I love the Nuvo Schmear because I really want to see what it would look like with the translucent. And okay, so that's super awesome. Do you see how it's bumped up and it dries so incredibly beautifully? So that is it for today. Hope you like what I came up with. I love the acrylic and I love the texture and the dimension and all of the goodness. I'll leave links down below for this Kit Club and the Facebook group and all of that other goodness. So thanks so much for watching, friends. I'll see you soon.